S. So as we mentioned in our intro video, I'm going to be talking mostly about books, and Emma's going to be talking about mostly Disney movies. But since books can be analyzed very differently and a lot of people can have different views on a lot of aspects of one book, I'm going to try to have different people talk about some of their opinions on the book or just the issues discussed in the book, and hopefully it'll allow us to have multiple perspectives on one issue or multiple issues or just a book in general. So anyways, for my first video, I'm going to be talking about Again But Better by Christin Riccio. I would really recommend this book. Thank you, Em, for letting me borrow it so I could have it in this video and to reread. So also just a disclaimer, since this video is about the book, there might be some spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, you might want to hold off until you do if you don't want spoilers. If you don't care, then just keep watching. So this book is fairly recent. It was just published in 2019, and I read it as part of my school book club over the summer, and then I just reread it yesterday, so it would be fresh in my mind so I could talk about it today. It's about a girl named Shane, and she's in college, but she's on her pre-med track only because her parents want her to, but she really wants to be a creative writing or just a writing major in general. So she decides to do a broad program in London, and she fakes the brochure and makes it seem like she's doing pre-med, but she's actually there for creative writing. And once she gets there, she meets some great new friends in her flat. She meets this guy, and basically she's living a great life. She gets an internship and she's really happy, but her parents find out, and then they are so upset with her and they make her come back to the US. Finishes up college, she takes the MCAT, she goes to med school, and I think it's like 6 years in the future, it shows her with her current boyfriend, which is not the guy she met in London, and they're not really that happy. They're just kind of like settled into routine. When he proposes to her, she decides to seek out the guy she met in London because she just wants some closure. Up until this point, it's a really realistic novel. This could be someone in real life going through the same struggles. But then she gets a second chance, and her and the guy, they go back to where they met 6 years ago in London, and they have a chance to either live out the point of their lives from then till now again, or they can go back to their future in 2017 where neither of them is truly happy. And so they decide to take the second chance, and basically the epilogue shows her with the guy, and they're both following their passions, creative writing and music, and they're a lot happier. So that's basically the summary. So I feel like, especially with being a senior in high school and not really knowing what college or what major I want to pursue yet, I think this book really resonates with me because it's really scary to have to make your life decisions right now. Shane isn't as lucky because her parents had the set life path for her to follow because they couldn't do it themselves and they want her to be able to. But it's not really what she wants to do at all, you know? She is really smart and she excels at her classes. She's the top of her class in pre-med, but she would rather be writing, and this doesn't make her happy at all. So this whole book is about second chances, right? She gets a second chance to start college over again by going to London and doing this abroad program. She does make the best of that. She has a stellar time there until she's forced to go back to her reality with her parents. And the sad thing is, even though she apologizes and she becomes almost a doctor for her parents, they still don't have a good relationship. I think it's kind of like broken after she lost their trust and she doesn't really talk to them. But the thing is, when she goes back to London for the second chance, her parents still find out that she's been lying to them and they get super angry. But she's like, no, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm very grateful, but I don't want to be a doctor. I want to do creative writing. When it flashes back to the present in her second chance life, her parents are with her at her book signing event because they are supportive of her. And I think this shows that you have to do what you want to do, and you have to be firm about it. You have to show people that that's actually what you want to do, and you can't stand back and let people take a hold of your life for you. Like, it's your life, you have to do what you want. But saying that, I do know that, like, being an artist, whether it's like a musician or even writing, it is very hard to make it and be successful in the industry. Take your chances, but also be aware of the consequences. So I think another huge theme of this book is regret, because as she's going to London, she regrets how she's done college. She hasn't made close friends, she's not having a good time, and she makes like a list on the plane. That's the list. And their goals for her, they're like make new friends, get an internship, start writing her novel. And so in London, one of her flatmates is this guy she really likes. She thinks it's going really well with him until she finds out that he has a girlfriend, and she's like, what? But she's too scared to kind of tell him how she feels. So even though she really does care for him, when the time comes that she has to leave, she kind of chickens out until it's too late, and she kind of holds that regret with her for the next like 6 years of her life, which is why like 6 years later she is about to be engaged to someone she doesn't really have feelings for, and so she goes to find him kind of creepy stalker way at his work and invites him to lunch. But yeah, she's expecting him to be like, no, yeah, I didn't have feelings for you, but instead he's like, no, I kind of did. So that's kind of how they transport it back for a second chance. And I think a large part of this book is obviously you're not going to have a second chance. You're not going to be magically transported 6 years back into your life and have a chance to redo it how you want to. So I think the large moral of the story is to take advantage and to truly live in the moment, because you have to make the most of your opportunities now. Like, you're not going to have a second chance. You can't rely on doing stuff over again. You have to make the most of what you have now.
I think a part of me wants to take the second chance because I've screwed up in the past, made a lot of mistakes. So maybe like I'd go back and correct them. But at the same time, I like the friends I have. I like the life I have right now. And I wouldn't give that up for anything.
I think if they didn't have a chance to go back, it would be kind of a bittersweet novel. Like, it could have been so much better, but they kind of held back and it wasn't. So, no, it's not super realistic. Time travel is not something that happens in our lives today, but hopefully we can learn something from the book. And, you know, this relates to a lot of current issues, like just with our planet, with all the environmental issues going on now. If we want our planet to survive and be healthy, we have to do something about it now. We're not going to have a chance 10 years in the future to come back and be like, oh, we should have done something now because now there's no more trees or whatever. Like, if we want our planet or just anything, we have to take care of it now, and we have to do something about it now. If you have any suggestions for books for me to talk about or movies for Em to talk about, please leave them in the comments below, and subscribe because we'll be posting videos weekly, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, Internet!